Hello guys, welcome to my channel Maths Pursuit. Today we are going to look into example 9 from chapter 5 called arithmetic progression. So let's see what exactly is given in example 9. Coming to example 9, it is given that a sum of rupees 1000 is invested at 8% simple interest per year. Calculate the interest at the end of each year. Do these interests form an AP? If so, find the interest at the end of 30 years making use of this fact. Now let's see how we can solve this question. Coming to the solution. Here we need to find out the simple interest at the end of each year. Then we need to check if this year and interest forms an AP. If yes, then we need to find the interest amount at the end of 30 years. Guys, this question is quite straightforward. Like there are three parts. We need to first of all find out the simple interest amount at the end of each year, and once we find out the simple interest, then we need to see if the given if the derived simple interest amount forms an arithmetic progression. If they form an arithmetic progression, then we need to find the interest amount at the end of 30 years. Given a sum of 1000 rupees is invested at 8% simple interest per year. To solve this, we are going to use the simple interest formula. Guys, I believe we all know the way how we calculate simple interest. There is a formula. So we can say simple interest is equal to P into R into T by 100, where P is equal to principal amount, R is equal to rate of interest, T is equal to time or year. Here, as per the given question, P is equal to 1000. That means principal amount is 1000. Rate of interest is 8%. Time is 1. This will change depending upon the number of years. Guys, for the first year, T will be 1. For the second year, T will be 2. Third year, T will be 3 and so on. This is the only thing that will be changing while doing our calculation. So using the simple interest formula, let's see. So SI amount at the end of first year is equal to 1000 into 8 into 1 by 100. That is equal to 8000 by 100. That is equal to rupees 80. Similarly, simple interest amount at the end of second year is equal to 1000 into 8 into 2. Here it is second year, so we are considering time T as 2 divided by 100. That is equal to 16,000 by 100. That is equal to rupees 160. Similarly, SI amount at the end of third year is equal to 1000 into 8 into 3. Here it is third year, so we are considering T as 3 divided by 100. That is equal to 24,000 by 100. That is equal to rupees 240. SI amount at the end of fourth year is equal to 1000 into 8 into 4 divided by 100. So here it is fourth year. For that reason we consider T as 4. And that is equal to, we got 32,000 by 100. That is equal to rupees 320. Let us put the generated SI amounts in the below table. As usual guys, to find out if it forms an arithmetic progression or not, so we are again using a table. So now we have created a 5-column table with 3 rows. Now putting first term to first cell, second term to second cell, third term to third cell, fourth term to fourth cell, 30th term to last cell. Putting 80 under first term, 160 under second term, 240 under third term, 320 under fourth term, and we need to find out the 30th term amount. So 80, 160, 240, 320 are the simple interest amounts at the end of first term, second term, third term and fourth term. And here we are going to find out the simple interest amount at the end of 30th term. Now naming A1 to first term, A2 to second term, A3 to third term, A4 to fourth term, A30 to 30th term. Common difference. So guys, it is very well known that in order to find out the arithmetic progression, we need to find out the common difference. So we can take because it forms an we can always, as per the arithmetic progression, we need to find out the common difference from the end. So for that reason, here we are finding out the common difference from fourth term. So fourth term minus third term, that is equal to 320 minus 240, that is equal to 80. And similarly, third common difference between third term and second term, that is A3 minus A2 is equal to 240 minus 160, that is equal to 80. And similarly, common difference between second term and first term, that is a2 minus a1 is equal to 160 minus 80, that is equal to 80. Therefore, as the common difference d is equal to 80 among the consecutive numbers, hence this list forms an arithmetic progression. Guys, it is a well-known fact that if the common difference among the consecutive numbers is a consistent figure, then it forms an arithmetic progression. Now we have a1 is equal to 80, d is equal to 80, a 30. That means we need to find out what is the value for the 30th term. So let us find out the interest amount at the end of 30 years using the formula. We always use the formula like a1 is equal to an is equal to a1 plus n minus 1 into d. Now putting the values or replacing the values in this formula, so we got a30 is equal to 80 plus 30 minus 1 into 80, so that is equal to 80 plus 29 into 80, so that is equal to 80 plus 2320, that is equal to 2400. Hence the interest amount at the end of 30 years is rupees 2400. Guys, I hope you understood this calculation. This calculation is very easy, but it looks like we calculated a quite number of rows. It took quite number of lines to reach at our calculation, but if you understood this calculation, if you understand the concept, then it will be very easy. If you have any questions or concerns, kindly write to me in the comment section of this video. I will definitely get back to you once I see your comments. If you guys really like my videos, kindly subscribe and let your friends know. Thank you. Bye.